Hi everyone. Hey, in this video, I'm going to share my tips on how to pick colors for a font. Hey, you can obviously pick any color you like, but I'm going to show you the tricks and tips that I use to go off and explore colors, not only just to find interesting color combinations, but also to give you some language that you can go back to your client with. You can talk about complementary and analogous. You can give kind of a background of the meaning of the color. Okay, so all of that in this video, but again, you can just go and pick any color. But I wanted to share you my tips and tricks for how to pick colors for logos, which is quite important color selection choice. Ooh, and we'll go through and make some swatches that we can reuse throughout the course as well. All right, let's jump in. All right, first up, make a new page and copy and paste the one that you want to use onto this next one. We're going to do colors. You'll notice that I circled that one in the last one. And in this one, I have a different font and a different symbol. I just chose different things. The font here, I was looking at, I like this kind of like, I don't know, Scandinavian looking outdoorsy thing. Okay, so I went with a rounded font, kind of a bold one. And I chose a different logo mark because this one here was created with AI and it doesn't give me a lot of options for recoloring it. So I went through and picked a graphic. Not all the graphics either have the ability to go through and say, all right, so if I like this one, okay, I can add it. It's up there for some reason. Okay, you'll notice I still can't go and edit the colors easy. Whereas I found this one and this one has two easy colors to adjust. So, you know, Canva will get better at creating stuff from scratch, but at the moment there's a lot of like using existing stuff, which is great, okay, and quick, but sometimes you want to go and make things yourself. Maybe something like Adobe Illustrator is what I might use for creating a logo if I wanted to be fully custom. But in Canva, we're going to use AI or use some of the graphics. So I found one, lets me adjust the colors. And quickly, I'm going to go through and select it all. Hold down my Option key, Alt on a PC and drag out a copy. Hit Command D to give me another one. Same with this one here. Select them all, hold on the Option key first, drag it out, and then go Command D. So I've got a bunch of different color options. All right, now picking color, the easy way is, well, the starting way is to go and look at competitors like we've done everything else. Okay, you can see here, it's predominantly red and green. No blues, there's one. This is really interesting to see. Okay, over here, gets a bit more all over the place, but no oranges, green, red, a little bit of blue, I guess. Okay, so it's just interesting to see where everything else is, and it gives you a frame of reference when you are chatting to your client, when you have to justify your color. Like they might be like, oh, I don't like green. And you're like, well, we're trying to fit in. So trying to fit in, we're trying to compare ourselves to these other quite well-established brands. So green is a good choice in this case. Another thing you can do actually before is you can go in here and start, like I was trying to change the color of this. Okay, and I went to elements, I went into go out of graphics, I'm gonna go down to the AI bit. Where is it? Actually, let's go into, no, there it is, AI generator. Okay, and I typed in the same thing I did before, okay, but I typed in green colors. It kind of misinterpreted it a little bit because it went and put some leaves on there, kind of like green as in the kind of eco-friendly one, but it actually kind of got me closer to where I want. So you might have an experiment to see if you can get the colors to do what you want by just typing them in here. That might be good enough. Anyway, little segue. Another really handy way of going and picking colors is just going out and typing in, like Pinterest is a really good place. Okay, I just typed in color palette outdoors. You might be like, ooh, that's good. Okay, so either take a screenshot or download the image. So I'm going to save it and then bring it into Canva. Let's do the long way. Let's go to uploads, upload your files. Okay, there it is there. Where did mine end up? Oh, it's not actually in there, it's just uploaded. I'm going to drag it out. What we can do is we can say, all right, I want that one, you, and an eyedropper, and I want to start with this. Then the red, oh, I quite like those together. Anyway, the red, you, okay, and you can work your way through other people's color combinations. Not like that one. You, oh, I'm digging that. Okay, and either use your favorite place to go and find colors. Okay, it might be Pinterest, it might be Dribbble. Quite like getting colors from here. I'm gonna undo that and speed and pick this for my actual. Actually, they didn't do speed at all. I just picked one font. Okay, but you get the idea. Stealing colors from other people and other images. We don't use the word stealing, Dan. We use the word appropriation. Okay, I can do the same thing for my competitor analysis. I can say, all right, these two, let's say this is a big competitor and we're trying to fit in. We're not gonna copy them, we're kind of copying them. We're just gonna see what it looks like. Can we align ourselves without copying by picking very similar colors? Maybe not the exact same, but it can be important to at least see what things look like. Yeah, I'm digging it. Ooh. All right, add the orange. We're kind of appropriating somebody else's color, but we're kind of mixing our own flavor. Ooh. Now, sometimes the color is kind of fixed. Like our fox really wants to be orange because that's what foxes are. The other thing is you might get a client who already has a brand color and it's important for the client, or you think it's appropriate to carry it on. Then you're looking for colors that work with it. So a cool little trick you can do is you're looking for mainly complementary colors. So Canva has this really cool resource, okay? It's called canva.com/colors/color-wheel. I'll leave a link to it in the class projects. Okay, you'll see it under the upcoming class project 12. And what's really cool about it is, let's say you have an existing color. So let's go and grab it. Let's say that orange there, okay, is something that you have to use. You don't get to decide. It's already decided for you. Grab it, okay, copy the hex code for it. Okay, we're going to go over to Canva and we're going to say, we're going to paste it in here. And this little thing down here is quite useful. Basically, it shows you where it is on the color wheel. So this is helping educate you as well when you may be dealing with a client about why we're picking colors. This is a complementary color, this blue here. So we might go, all right, copy that one. I'm going to say you is you, you. And then the other color I'm going to use is the red, you. So you know, let's use the add new color and just paste that in. Okay, and those two there, complementary colors, work together. Do I like them? I don't. The word complementary is less of a like, it's gonna work together because they're 100% gonna complement. It's more they are across each other from the color wheel. Watch this, if I move this around, okay, whatever the complementary color is on the other side. Ooh, those are definitely complementary, but well, I don't know, very 1980s Ninja Turtle. Not what we need. Can you undo in here? You can't. All right, I wanna go back to, back to that color-ish. Actually, let's go paste it in. All right, so down here, you can work through these other ones. So analogous is kind of like a split out a little bit. Colors that kind of work a little bit further around the color wheel to the left and a little bit to the right. These are these two colors, and you might decide, copy this one, paste it in, and go, you are going to be that other color here. Let's copy it. The color is going to be that red. All right, how do we feel about that? Oh, I'm not sure analogous is going to work for us. Now, it does come down to really personal preference. A lot of the colors I end up picking are things that have been successful for me and clients in the past. Sometimes it's just kind of blending in, kind of doing what everyone else does, because it's hard to do a green energy company that's not just greens. But I want to give you some tools to kind of, I don't know, explore other colors kind of meaningfully, I guess. A couple of other tricks for picking colors is using the kind of styles. So let's just grab one, any old one. Let's make a new page and let's paste it. Let's make it nice and big. We have to put one per page when we are doing this next one, because if we go to design, go to styles and come down to color palettes, it changes the whole page, because if we do it up here and do the same thing, it changes the, pretty sure the whole page. Yeah, that's cool, but it's not quite what I want. Okay, I want to leave those guys and I want to experiment down here. Ooh, blue fox. Let's duplicate it. Let's search for outdoors. Got no styles. Outdoors, correct then. Anyway, let's go through and see all our color palettes and just kind of work our way through it. And remember, if you click it again, it'll shuffle them. Ooh, digging that. Let's do one more and let's bring in an image and more of a, it might be a photograph from the store, it might be a brand that they carry, it might be the coffee they make or something quite specific for them. For me, I found this, I really liked something about this colors in here. Ooh, I like that one too. I'm gonna grab that one. Okay, and I'm gonna go into Canva and I am going to, on my Mac, I can just drag it on. Okay, drag in your screenshot. Oh, you gotta drag it right in the middle of the page though. Otherwise it doesn't work. Let's find this one. And remember the trick we learned before about we can say, right click this thing, we can say apply colors to page. Ooh. Do the same thing again, but we can randomize them. Ooh. I get very excited. Okay, there's the inspiration. There's what we ended up with. I like the kind of like off-white background, kind of gray background. Ooh. Now it doesn't have to be somebody else's design. It could be a photograph of someone, something, maybe the door of the shop, something quite special you can pull the colors from. Might be a great way of getting your color schemes. Now, one of the things you need to be armed with, if you go in and say, all right, this is the color that I want. Okay, what is it? I'm going to copy this. Okay, is you need some sort of like reference of like explaining why you've picked this color. You can like it, but often a client needs some verbiage to help them understand why you've gone for, you know, they might be like, oh, it's a bit bright. But if they know why you've picked a bright color, it can often help them kind of understand the colors. And another good resource from Canva is if you go to, I'll put this link in the class projects as well. Okay, canva.com/colors/color-meanings. Okay, can't really paste that in there, but I can put in, let's say it is this color here. Find something that's quite close. Let's say it is amber. Okay, what it'll do is it'll give you a bit of, explanation about why you could use amber. Okay, then we're talking about, warm undertones, golden hue, could be like the setting sunset, the amber of the fire. Like if you call it bright yellow, if the client sees bright yellow, they might not like it. But if you call it amber, they might love it. So it's not so much amber always means these things. Often you can frame amber a couple of different ways, but you need to be able to kind of communicate what you mean by that color. And sometimes it just helps you. You be like, I like it. Why do I like it? How can I kind of rationalize what I like? Because it's hard when you're just like, that's cool. You can't go to a client with that's cool. Even though it might be just cool. Okay, you need to give it some language so that they can understand it. And sometimes they might be just wanting to pick a really safe color. You might be able to draw them out into more extreme colors or maybe unconventional colors because you are able to explain what it means, what it can mean to their brand. Give your color some voice. The other thing about this exact same place is you can see it's giving you other colors that are similar to that amber and color combinations. Very handy. All right, one last trick when we're picking colors. Often you want, you've got your kind of primary colors, but you need some sort of secondary colors to help you. You can't just use these two colors forever. What can be handy, if I had S for my square, actually that's for a sticky note. Can't remember what square is. What is it? That's right. Took me a while. Come on, brain. Okay, is I like to have a kind of a square here. What I'll do is I'll use my eyedropper tool to pick the first color, you. And then often what I'll do is I'll show you, I'm going to zoom down a little bit, is I'm going to use my trick, okay, to duplicate a version, D. Often 5 can be good. Okay, so I'm going to say you are my kind of middle color for this version. This one here, I'm going to have, actually I can't go much darker, but I can go into this slider here and say, actually, I want a darker version of this color. Okay, I don't really need a lighter color. I don't really need any darker version, but I do need a lighter version of it. Okay, so I'm going to say you, come up a little bit. Okay, and do I need a lighter version? Yeah, why not? Okay, it gives me that same color, but a few flavors of using it. Okay, sometimes you might need a lighter version of that color and a darker version. I like to do that. We'll do the exact same thing here. Okay, remember holding down Option on a Mac, Alt on a PC before you start dragging, and I'm going to go, probably going to use 4 for this one. So I'm going to go use my middle color. I'm going to grab that. Where's my, that. Okay. And I'm going to say, actually I want all of these to be that orange color. You. That kind of is the last color you use. So I've said you are going to be, now I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'll speed through it. I'm just going to say you are a darker version. Now when it comes to lighter versions, you can do one of two things. You can go lighter, okay? But I kind of bumped into as light as it can. You can actually desaturate it as well. So that's kind of like lighter, but still the same vibrance of color. You can make it lighter down this way, but you can see I start washing out the color. There's no real hard and fast rule other than I've bumped into the top there. I'm going to go a little bit this way to kind of wash it out a little bit. And then this one here, I'm going to do the same. Up this way, and it's going to go even further. I'm going to have quite a washed out color, and that might be for some type against a dark background. Awesome. I find that kind of once you have found your color, is to make a few little color palettes and swatches that you can use throughout your designs. I'm not sure I'm 100% loving that colors yet, but it's good to see it out in those color swatches. You get the idea. All right, my friends, that's all I got for picking colors. I hope some usefulness was in there for you, and I'll see you in the next video.